Good morning. Welcome to the New Braunfels Church of Christ. If you're a visitor, we want you to feel very welcome. Please stick around for a few minutes after services so that we can get to know you. And everyone else, please make sure you read through your family news bulletin this morning, as we probably won't have time to mention most of what's listed there. And for our members and visitors, take a minute to fill out the notebook that's in each aisle and record your presence so that we can contact you.
This morning is a special morning for our church, and we're so glad that all of you are here. Mike and I dedicated our oldest child, Madeline, to the Lord at a baby blessing ceremony at the Northwest Church of Christ in San Antonio in 1999. In the following years, when we first came to New Braunfels, our other daughters were prayed over by elders at ceremonies in our home. Efforts have been made over the years by us and others to have a regular baby dedication ceremony in or around our worship service. Madeline has passed from this earthly life. Our other daughters, Carlina and Annalise, are still here with us. In each circumstance, it is such a comfort to know that from the very beginning, our church family has been praying for them, leading them, and teaching them to know and love Jesus.
This morning, we're devoting some time to a blessing of our youngest. The practice of a baby dedication or a baby blessing is thousands of years old, and for many years, it was a part of our regular calendar here at this church. Although we have been remiss in the past 3 or 4 years, we want to reinstitute this tradition. It is a singularly important event in the lives of these children and the life of this church.
What better way to start your life than having the prayers of the righteous lift you before the throne of the Most High? How blessed a child is to have a congregation of believers commit before God and before one another that they will do all they are able to do to help this child learn and grow in the ways of the Lord. How precious it is to have parents that care for the spiritual lives of their children so much that they will bring their son or daughter before us this morning and dedicate themselves and their child to the work of the Lord.
God in heaven, sanctify this hour, make our time holy, especially as we ask for your blessing on these dear children. Through Christ we pray. Amen.
For a common bond, holding us to the Lord, a common strength when we're weary, a common hope for tomorrow, a common joy in the truth of God's word.
Good morning, New Braunfels Church of Christ. We are glad to be here with all of you. We welcome our guests and, of course, our members as well. And as Mike and Raquel already elegantly pointed out, this is such a blessing morning where we can honor and recognize our kids in somewhat of a simple but we hope meaningful way. And so we are honored to be a church that affirms and also blesses our kids in a variety of ways. What we would like to do first is we'd like to ask a few folks to come on up. And so this is kind of a fun time because we get to roll a few pictures of some families and their cute kids. But before we do that, I would like if the shepherds and their wives would come up. They don't have any pictures, not because they're not cute, but just because we didn't ask them to do that. So if the shepherds and their wives would please come up, and then Tara's also going to help me passing out some material. So if y'all could do that. And if we could, because we got so many shepherds, if a couple of you could just kind of stand up front, and then some of you come on stage, we'll ask various families to stand front and also stand in the back part. As mentioned already, we've had about 3 or 4 years where we just missed the opportunity to bless our kids. And so bear with us as we honor and recognize these varieties of families. And so we would like if those parents with their kids and also, of course, siblings to come on up and as we say your name. The first one we want to honor and recognize is Annabelle Beauregard and her parents, Brandon and Amanda. So if y'all are here, we'd love for you to come up. Callie Benesh and her sibling, Jude, and of course, Tyler and Betsy. Holly Blancard and parents, Louie and Heidi. Brooks Bonine and parents, Matt and Casey. Soren and Annika Campbell and their parents and sibling. We got here Declan and of course Duncan and Shara. Stephen Boyd Covington III, parents Steve and Jamie, and sibling older sister Cheyenne. And Cheyenne and Stephen aren't here. Stephen is in Rhode Island and Cheyenne is working this morning, so we're gonna miss them. Elizabeth and Isabella Ellington, and parents Ross and Sarah. Sky Uresti and parents Ricky and Mona. Rayson Freck and parents Ryan and Rashan. And of course, the older brother. Come on up, guys. Samuel and Jonathan Gertz, and parents Tommy and April, and sibling Crystal. Sadie Golke and parents Chad and Casey. David Gonzalez, parents Sisso and Nidia, and a bunch of brothers and sisters. Kevin, Ricky, Sisto, Jacob, Brianna, Annalise, and Ruben. Come on up, all of you. We will make room for you. Crew Hensley and parents Hank and Kim. Corbin Janke and parents Rachel and Tyler. Harley Kusets and parents Sean and Julie. And grandparents. Come on up. Julius Leake and parents Terrence and Anne Marie. Dominique Martinez and parent Monica Martinez. And though they're not here with us, we have to mention sweet Reagan Moon because, well, are they here this morning? No, I don't think they are. They just had the baby a couple days ago, so maybe this is also a birth announcement. With parents Jordan and Crystal, so we want to congratulate them, and of course, siblings Mackenzie and Sydney. Solomon Rector with parents Matt and Adrian, and siblings Cohen and Cadence. Rylan Ruggiero and parents David and Kelly. Come on up. Bo Schindler and parents Josh and Christy, and siblings Bradley and Bryn. Angelica and Gabriella Tilley, siblings Anthony and Jocelyn, and parents Jeffrey and Araceli. Jackson Van Dyke, sibling Melody, and parents Cameron and Bailey. Come on up. And for sure, not the last, but your name is a W, and that would be Luke Walter, siblings Mackenzie and Colton, and parents Josh and Tara. We welcome. In just a moment, we're going to have an opportunity to bless these families. But one thing that we wanted to do before we get to that is we wanted to honor the Freck family. And as if you've had the opportunity yet to go into the dock, which is kind of where the student life ministry exists, we have pictures of kids who've lost lives that we have honored in just a small way by honoring their picture and the life they lived. And so we are going to do the same thing in our nursery for Rayson. And so we have a picture that we'd like to give to show you and to honor with for the Freck family. And this is a picture of Rayson. And so we wanted to do this as a way to recognize and honor the life and loss that the Freck family have endured, and to also acknowledge that we are a church family that continues to bless them even in those difficult times. And so hope that you can see this picture in the nursery. Okay, without further ado, parents, the first thing I want to do is I want to read a statement. And after I've done that, I would like for you in unison to say "we do." And so there's a lot of you, there's a lot of kids. Isn't this good stuff? All these kids? Yeah. This is so special. And so parents, today we rejoice with God and delight with Him as we dedicate precious life in His service. We celebrate the arrival of these beautiful children of God. Parents and siblings and even extended family, we want to charge you today to raise your child in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Teach them God's word, tell them God's story, show them by example what it means to follow Jesus. May these beautiful children grow up in your Christian home to always know the love and God of His people. So parents, do you promise to give your precious children to the service of God, to raise them up to know the good news of Jesus Christ? If you accept this high calling, please say aloud, "We do." We do. Okay, church, would you please stand? And after this charge, I ask that you also say, "We do." New Braunfels Church of Christ, these are our children as well. They are our true daughters and sons of this faith community, and it is our privilege and responsibility to support these families and partner with them to raise their kids in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Church family, do we accept this calling? If so, please say in unison, "We do." We do. May God's people always affirm and bless our little ones. Please be seated. Y'all go ahead and make your way up.
We love you with the love of the Lord. We love you with the love of the Lord. We see in you the glory of our King, and we love you with the love of the Lord. We love you with the love of the Lord. We love you with the love of the Lord. We see in you the glory of our King, and we love you with the love of the Lord.
Let's pray. We thank you so much, Father, for today and for these beautiful little children. They truly are a gift from you. Help us to always know that they are yours, and to look at them that way, to take care of them the best way we know how, to always remember they are yours, and we want the best for them, the very best, and we know that that is all tied up in knowing and loving you. So we have committed, both the parents and us as a church, we have committed to try to do that, to try to teach them and to love them and to help them know what it is to be a part of the kingdom of God. We're weak, and we don't always pay attention, and we lose concentration and focus sometimes. So we ask that you remind us of who these little children are and whose they are, and our commitment that we've made on a daily basis. We again thank you for them. They are such a blessing already. In Jesus' great lover of children name, amen.